Okay, my name is Ida Jo Leaf of Emerging Photon, and I've been trying to address some of these, the information that's not really good information about the flat Earth. As I've been saying in my previous videos, I'm trying to be the mediator, that there is truth to both sides, and I'm going to show you why there's truth to both sides. But let me just demonstrate for you simple concepts of physics and why, even though the Earth has a flat image, why the Earth must be round. And it has to do with the momentum of the atom. Now, atoms travel, and they have energy flows that go through them. And it's through these energy flows that creates the three-dimensional universe. And the universe, as Tesla discovered, is made up of a netting. Fish have water, and through their gills, they are able to oxygenate their blood through the water. Humans aren't water animals, so we oxygenate our blood system through breathing and through our skin, and it flows through us. And so as we walk, there is this wonderful netting of energy flows that make up the oxygen of the air that flows through us in very complicated manners. And I will show you through crop circles and through the the snowflake, how those energy strings make up the myriad beauty of our world. But let's start with a simple concept. It's called the standing wave. Now, what happens with a standing wave is it catches, that's an atom, it catches on one of these filaments, and then it circulates, and it's caught in time and space at one location. That's called the atom. It's a standing wave. And when it absorbs energy that's coming through these little filaments, these little strings, it's either got to burst or it's got to divide itself. And what happens is it divides itself in flat configuration of the atom, but at diagonals to each other. So it's going like this, like this, like this, and it creates a circle, because that's the way the atoms divide. And I'm holding right now a lemon. Now, a lemon wouldn't be circular if it wasn't made up of atoms that are standing in one place right now as I hold it, because it's got a skin on the outside, but inside it has, it's got its pulp, it's got its seeds, it's got everything going on in there that we can't see because we've got the skin. But as most physicists will say, this lemon is mostly space. It's empty space. The only reason why we see the lemon as round is because our eyes are so slow it can't pick up the actual movement of this lemon as it blinks in, blinks out, blinks in, blinks out. So 1/8 of this lemon is blinking in at any given moment and blinking out, because it's being fed like a timing belt from all the filaments of our air. And we can't see it. We only see a round lemon because this is happening all at once. Because it's happening at the speed of light. And you know what the speed of light is? A photon can travel around the world twice before we see it. So that photon is going boop. It disappears because it's traveling all the way around the world, and boom, and comes back to its original location. Boom, 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 boom. So I'm going to demonstrate that first with my hand. So here's my hand. It's a fist. You can't see the fingers, right? So it looks like a hand. It looks round. No fingers. But what if I moved my fingers so fast you couldn't see them? Well, look. There's 5 fingers, right? Boom, 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 boom. You can't see my fingers because it's traveling that fast. So let me show you again a very simple demonstration. This is called the propeller. And a propeller, guess what it does? It spins, right? We live in a flat three-dimensional universe. Well, spinning is what we have a difficult time seeing, because we are made up of standing waves, and a spin is moving faster than a standing wave. So let's try this. See this little propeller? It only has these little light circuits right here across one propeller. And here's the other. But look what happens when I start the propeller. See that? Those are standing light waves, standing photons. They're hitting all the filaments of the air. And it's like just a beautiful, beautiful picture of lights. But then, when I stop the rotation, which a spin is something we have a very difficult time seeing, look, that's it. Now, just because the world seems flat and seems not to be moving, this is flat, this is not moving. But look what happens when it moves. I'd say that looks like a flat plane with a lot of lights going on. That looks like a circle, it looks like a disc, it looks like a circle, it looks like... Well, guess what? It's not any of that. It's just simply a figure 8 propeller. But when you go like that, that could be the flat plane of the universe. But that's only one plane of the universe, because then we're going to see that there's going to be 8 planes of the universe happening at the speed of light that we can't see because our eyes can't see that fast, right? So what we see, wherever it went, what we see is this, a stable or a lemon. But this lemon is moving like that. That lemon is moving much faster. So that's why we're going to go like that. And I'm going to demonstrate another time. Another very simple concept that the Chinese knew. So this is why the flat earthers are right. And the round earthers and the globalists are also right. Because really, here is a flat two-dimensional plane. We've got 1 point here, 1 point here. That's a line, right? That's a flat line. Now, if we want to make it a shape, here's 1 point, 1 point. Let's say there's this point here. So we've got 3 points, which makes the shape. It doesn't make a three-dimensional object. It just makes a shape. So what happens if all of this starts to move at, shall we say, the speed of light? So fast that we can't see what it really is because it just looks like a shape that's moving with beautiful lights. Well, this is what the Chinese figured out. All those electrons and all those atoms are moving at the speed of light. And here it is. All of these intersections is how fast this is moving. And it creates this beautiful shape because it's happening faster than our eyes can see. And that's why an Earth made up of spinning, rotating, standing waves or atoms, which are standing in space, but have energy flowing at the speed of light, creates this beautiful round shape because it's really not a shape, really. It's a fuzzy ball of moving energy moving at the speed of light. And what's projected is at any given moment where it's coming from, it's projecting that plane, it's projecting that plane, it's projecting that plane. So it's moving and we're seeing the shape or what's underneath it. So that's why the Earth probably started out like this. In the beginning, there was heaven and earth, just the, up here and down here. But then there was motion. And if we didn't have motion, we would fall off. We would fall out of space. So I'm going to show you why the dome concept is absolutely correct. Because what we're living in a white hole, so atoms can exist in that white hole. Outside there, matter can't exist outside the dome because that is a magnetic field and only photons, flat photons, can exist out in space. But anyway, this is why we look round when in fact we probably are like this, but because energy is coming in all sorts of directions, it turns out to be round. So The earth is round if this lemon is round. And if you say this lemon is flat, then that's your definition of a flat earth, because the earth takes the shape of this lemon. It's all made up of atoms. It's all determined. Its color, frequency, and vibration is determined by its energy contact, how fast it's moving, how fast it's moving. Red shift moves slower. Blue shift, higher frequency. Red, low. Blue, high, high, high. Okay? So that's my kindergarten demonstration of why the earth is round but can be flat at the same time. Okay?